Okay, here's a video that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and now that I've got this new camera, I feel as though I have not that the tools that I had before were not good, but I feel as though I have better tools to be able to do this with, and I feel happier that this records in a higher definition. Now, hopefully YouTube still allows me to share this video in high def. I don't really understand YouTube because I kind of feel like you gotta earn your keep there or something like that, and they only allow you to upload like good quality videos, I think, when you hit a certain amount of subscribers or something like that, but we are very far away from having that number of subscribers. But I'm gonna do this because I kind of want to keep this short and sweet, and if you know me, you know that I don't keep things short and sweet very often. I have the intention to. And then as we get going, it becomes this long-winded, much longer than usual thing, or like much longer than it needs to be thing. But I've wanted to make a few different types of videos. And this one is products that I use. So I'm just gonna start with products that I use that are from The Ordinary, except for two. These are skincare related. I probably should do this in like skincare, like what skincare products I use, and I put them all together irregardless of brand, but fuck it, whatever, you know, this is where we're at. So we're gonna start with stuff from The Ordinary, and yeah, kind of go from there. So welcome, and thank you so much for being here and watching this video. First thing I will start with is my like daily moisturizer. So if you follow my women's only account on Instagram, I've done a video like this, but on Instagram, you're not able to go through as easily and know and stop and pause where you want to and be able to come back to the same spot. So I'm gonna do this here so that maybe if you do want to pause and come back later, you can. So this is also, I cannot see what I'm recording. So this is my daily moisturizer. It's like natural moisturizing factors plus HA. I'm gonna do this like thing that the influencers do. I don't know if it's helpful because this camera doesn't show me the screen. It's only on the back of the camera. But anyways, this is my daily one. I hope it's focusing for you here. And I use this, I would say mainly just in the morning or whenever I have my shower that gets me ready for going out into the day. And I would say that's basically it for when I use it. I likely would bring it, and I have brought it traveling as my nighttime moisturizer as well, even though it's not super heavy duty, but I use castor oil, jojoba oil, frankincense, and pumpkin seed oil on my face at nighttime, which is a whole other concoction, which I do need to talk about, and I need to give credit to the creator that posts that on her TikTok. When we talk about it, I will give her some cred, but I will use this at nighttime because I don't want to bring the oil with me because it's probably gonna leak everywhere. So this is what I use in the daytime. And then I do use one of their masks. So I use, on average, I just use 2 face masks. Not every day, but definitely at least once to twice, sometimes more in the week, and I usually will alternate which face mask I use. So this is the one from them. It's the salicylic acid mask. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to learn how to make this work. Hopefully it just is. That would be amazing. But it's the salicylic acid mask, and it's got charcoal in it. So I use this, yeah, once a week, like sometimes maybe potentially twice, depending on how much my acne is flaring up. But I've been using it for a few years now. I like it. I think it's one of their more expensive products, which is interesting. I believe it's like $30-something. It might be a little bit more actually, but most of their products are really affordable and accessible. I'm pretty sure this whole thing is $17. This is the moisturizer, which feels so accessible to be able to purchase. So that's a really beautiful thing about The Ordinary. The other mask that I use, I don't actually have right now. I ran out just before I left for my most recent trip that I went on, but it's from the brand Caudalie, and it's the like pink clay one that they have. They do have a green one, and I believe that one also has salicylic acid in it. So when I went to purchase this mask from them, I thought, I don't need that one because I've got this one already, this one from them. So I'll have to buy that and show that to you so that if you want to try that mask. Also really good, not super affordable, kind of more expensive. I think it's $60 for the tube. Could be more expensive, could be cheaper, I don't know, but those are the two face masks that I use. Then we go into serums, which I do actually still have some serums that I would not recommend to you, which is kind of nice. But then I have serums that I do use and I would recommend to you as kind of roughly everydayers. This is the hyaluronic acid one. Imagine if I'm doing this and it's like completely useless. But this one has B5 and some other stuff in it, but this is really good for moisturizing your face, and my face becomes significantly more radiant and plump when I use this, and I pretty much use this every day actually. This one's nearly empty. I have one that I bought for my travels that's like it's like this size, but yeah, I would recommend that you use this every day. You need to put this specific one, and I don't know if it's all of them, but you need to put this specific one onto a damp face because I guess it's water soluble and only gets absorbed into the skin when you have a wet face. So I spray my toner on and then I put this on pretty quickly afterwards. I'll let the toner slightly dry, but then I put this on and love this. I feel like my face changed a lot and looks so much better ever since I started using this specifically. So this is a great purchase, also very affordable. I probably wouldn't share a lot of these things unless they were affordable. I'm not here to like be like, you should buy this and you need to consume and you need to spend hundreds of dollars. I don't live like that. Even if I like could, which I probably could do a little bit more, it's not the way I want to live, and I don't believe in like crazy consumption. I just want to make sure that I feel like I'm taking care of myself, and that's enough, and that's a really good thing. Second serum that I roughly also pretty much use every day. This really supported my my acne and helped it to be better and go away. I don't know what all of this does. I'm pretty sure that niacinamide or niacinamide, I don't know, it might help with scarring. I need to Google it. I don't know, but this is the travel size one that I bought. I don't know. Here we go. Here's our fourth time trying to make things focus. Yeah, I use this nearly every day. And yeah, like I said, my acne got a lot better when I started using this. So this would be a really good purchase. If you have acne, again, maybe look into this other ingredient to see if it works for you. But I really, really like this, and I would continue to purchase it. Other things that I bought. So this one I've shared actually on my women's only account when I did this other video. But this is, I don't know how to say it. But I would not recommend that you buy it. You could try, but I don't think that it's that worthwhile. I don't know, but it's Argireline. Argireline. I have no idea. And here, we'll just go with this. Hopefully this is supportive. I don't know. But here, this is meant to support the look and the reducing of the look of dynamic facial lines, if I remember correctly the terminology that they use. So I thought it would be really good for me here because I do this a lot during the day, like scrunch my face. When I'm thinking, I've noticed and observed that I just slightly bring my eyebrows together without even being conscious of that going on. And I thought that it would probably be good for me here because I do a lot of laughing and smiling, and I thought, well, maybe here. But I don't know. As you could tell, I gave it a bit of a try, but I probably could have given it more of one. I just don't think that this is that worthwhile, and I would not purchase this. I think that what helped me a lot and what is nice for things like the lines is the face oil that I make, and stuff like the hyaluronic acid, and then just in general, just being moisturized, drinking water, having electrolytes when your body needs them, obviously like eating to the best of your ability, stuff like that. And I also think working on things like stress, working on things like anxieties and worries, that's a big challenge, obviously, but supporting yourself through that. And I also think that a lot of healing has to take place, and a lot of internal work where you don't feel so like upset or unhealed or still like clinging on to past stuff, or like haven't worked with and healed your traumas and the things that have happened to you. All very difficult, but I think that those also come through in your body physically and mentally, obviously emotionally, whatever. And I think that they also come through in your skin and the way that you're outwardly presenting. It's like all stewing in here. This is nothing new. This is not like a new concept or anything like that. But I just think when I witness people that have been through a lot of trauma or difficulty or a lot of challenge in life, and they don't continue to seek support and happiness and joy and goodness in their souls and work through that and seek community and keep busy with activities, I see that it's like outwardly reflected in the way that they look. Now, life is really tough. I would never say that it isn't. Life is really, really, really shitty sometimes. So of course, like you do your best, but also good to like try to work through and mend some of the things that are tough for you in your life. And I think that makes a difference in the way that we show up in the world. So there's that. And then I have retinol 1% in Squalene. This, apparently I was supposed to use this within 3 months because it smelled kind of like slightly off the other day and I didn't know why. And then I looked and the little indicator says 3 months. I'm not wearing my glasses because the ring light, it's very distracting on the glasses, but I'm pretty sure it says 3 months. But this is a good product. I believe this is only about $12. And I was comparing, because I thought maybe I should buy a better retinol just so I have something better. And then I was comparing Paula's Choice, which I believe is about $86. And it had really good reviews, but only by 0.1 of, like a rating. It was like 4.7 to 4.6. And I thought, I feel like this is good enough. Like this is probably enough, but you do whatever you want to do. But I feel like this is sufficient, obviously. I haven't actually used that much of this. I guess I'm going to finish it. I don't know. I don't know if it's worthwhile to use if it's kind of slightly older, but it's really difficult to rip through some of these things so fast. So whatever, but good product. Would purchase, and I guess that I would purchase it. I guess I would purchase it with the intention that I need to be using it more frequently. I made a mistake. Maybe they sell a travel size. That would probably be better for me. And then I have their lactic acid. Oh, I also have one more product from them. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Then I'm gonna go way down. And one, oh no. And then 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I unplugged. Hopefully this lighting is the same. I have no idea. I accidentally unplugged it, as you can see. Whoops. So anyways, lactic acid, I have this from them. This is a chemical exfoliant, and my skin also changed a lot when I started exfoliating, both chemically and mechanically, as you would imagine. Of course, that's going to make a difference. I kind of think that exfoliation and good exfoliation is being still it's like underrated and still slept on in some ways. I think that we understand to exfoliate our faces probably more so than our bodies. I don't know. But ever since I started exfoliating my face more in these multiple types of ways, and my body more with one of those gloves from Wild Peer, which I would highly recommend that you get, so much changed too. I just feel like everything has been better. I just feel like my skin is better. in all of the ways. So yeah, so lactic acid from them. This I used to use a little bit more frequently, and then my friend who's an esthetician said that I can use it for a while and then take like a good amount of months break from it. I don't know. I feel like everybody always has different things that are right and wrong. So at this point, I think I probably just use this once a month. And I just put it on at night by itself, and then just, that's it. I don't use it a lot. But I like this product. I think it's a good product. Again, it's not that expensive, and I think it does a great job of what it's supposed to do. The other chemical exfoliant I have is the glycolic acid. This is the travel size that they had. I got it in like a kit just before the holidays. They had this kit. This is a really, really, really good product, and on my women's only account, which who knows who's watching this, but I talked about that this is a good purchase, even more so, definitely more so actually than lactic acid. I don't really know what works for you and what works for your skin, so you do whatever you want to do. But what I really like about this is that, again, very accessibly priced. The other bottle is bigger than this, and I use this, again, I use it on my face. I use it on like a cotton round and then use it on my face, I guess maybe once a month at this point. I don't really know. Maybe not that much actually. But I use this every time I shave my armpits and legs and bikini line, and it has helped to not have ingrown hairs or significantly less ingrown hairs. I just think it's been excellent for that at a really good price, and yeah, my legs are just smooth. I like that it gets like, it takes away some of the dead skin cells. I'll use it behind my ears and on the back of my neck. Sometimes I'll use it like on my shoulders because my shoulders used to break out a lot. Yeah, I just think that this is a really, really, really good product. I've heard people use it on their scalp. I think for dandruff, that'll be something that you have to look into. But this is this is a 10 out of 10 for sure. This is a 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And then I guess the last thing that I have from them that I actively use is, which I say that, but I don't use this. So I forget that it exists. And I bought it for spider veins that were starting to show up on my legs. And I really would like to prevent getting varicose veins. So I bought this. I guess this is good for burst blood vessels or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But I bought it for that, and I forget that it exists, so I probably wouldn't buy it again. Though I wish that I remembered that this exists and that I used it more frequently to see if it made a difference for what I purchased it for, you know? But this is called Pycnogenol. I have no idea. But here, whatever. Hope for the best. I wouldn't buy it again. It's quite interesting in like color. It's very thick. I think it had something to do with like being from pine. I don't know. I don't know, but I wouldn't buy it again. But maybe you like it. I don't know, but I don't need it and I don't use it. Two other skincare products that I use that are not specific to The Ordinary, but I think are worth mentioning. And then I will make another video about other products, but in retrospect, I'm really thinking I should have made like a skincare, what my skincare is, whatever. But maybe I will make one that's in the order of what I do and how I do it. I can do whatever I want. So this is vitamin C. This one's from the Inky list. Now, I think that there's probably way better vitamin C's out there. I used to use one, I think it was also from the Inky list, but it was in a different type of bottle, and it was a little bit gritty, and it always burned when I put it on. Not in a super bad way, but you could just feel the sensation that something was up, you know? But I bought this one. The girl at Sephora, she recommended to me one. It might have been from Drunk Elephant, I'm not sure, which I'm open to purchasing, but it was, I don't know, $80-something or something like that. And I was like, nah. And I think that this one was probably under 20, I don't know. But she told me that she would not recommend the vitamin C from The Ordinary because I still think it was in an amber bottle, but because light was still able to get to it, where she's told me that you don't want light to be able to get to the vitamin C. I have no fucking idea. But anyway, this is the vitamin C that I purchased. I use this a couple times a week. I also kind of forget that this exists because my daily routine is just so cemented where I like cleanse, tone, hyaluronic acid, zinc, moisturize, mix with my face sunscreen, done, whatever. And I just forget that this exists. But I would really recommend vitamin C because when I do use it, my skin is glowy and it has a great like tone to it. It just looks more beautiful. I talked about this in the video I made on Instagram that I will make sure that I use vitamin C on my skin before I have a photo shoot where somebody's taking my photo. But you can use this day and night. So when I see it in the drawer, sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, well then I can just use it. Because some of these I guess are a little bit more specific to night, at least in my mind, or specific to day. So it's kind of nice that this one is like, well, whenever I see it, I'll just use it, I guess. So this is that. And then this is the travel bottle of this mechanical exfoliant, though I do think it has one aspect of a chemical exfoliant in it. I'm pretty sure this has salicylic acid in it. But this is, like I said, I bought this for my trip because this lasts a really long time. But I usually get and buy the bigger bottle, which is $96, but it lasts you, I don't know, like a year and a half. It lasts quite some time. But this is from Dermalogica, and it just isn't like a powder format. And I believe this one is with rice powder. I wish I could see. Brightening rice-based powder. They have a sensitive skin one that's with oat. But I just buy this one because I don't really have sensitive skin. But it's in like, yes, it's in this powder format. Let me dispense some. Is that going to be good? I don't know. But you mix it with water when you're like washing your face or in the shower or whatever. And I love this. This also changed my life. This would have been one of the first things that my friend who's an esthetician gave to me years ago, probably 2017. Because my face used to be so rough. Maybe I'll insert a photo here, I don't know. But my face used to just have a lot of breakouts. I was pretty dehydrated, and I would take care of it. I would buy products, but I didn't always maybe buy like a similar or a line that was all one. And also I kind of feel like before The Ordinary came along, not a lot of things felt very accessible. I was like blown away when I saw The Ordinary and that the price for the whole bottle of serum was $10 and it was actually supportive for something that you wanted to mend or work with on your face, you know? So this really changed my face for the better and mended a lot of stuff that I had going on. And it got me to start exfoliating because she was like, do you exfoliate? Or do you exfoliate, or are you exfoliating, or you need to be exfoliating, one of the two. And I was like, no. And then she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get you this. So that was very nice of her. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's it. That's all I collected for this one video. I'll make another one. Stay tuned for more product related stuff. Like I said, I probably seem like such a consumer, and I totally am, but I don't like to be a big consumer. I do really like to stick with the things that I like, and I don't mind testing things, but I just won't buy them again. Yeah, I try not to consume too much, though I'm definitely on that train. But what's been nice is that since I found the things that work for me, I don't feel suckered into stuff anymore. When I see advertisements or I see people talking about it, or especially these influencers online, they're like, you've got to try this product, and it's like, you don't even fucking use that product, you know? And so a lot changed for me when I started using the face oil at nighttime, because it changed so much that I just didn't feel like I needed to buy so many things. I didn't feel as though I needed to even do like procedures. I personally would never do procedures, but I knew that it was like going to be a lifelong help to start making and using that face oil. And I'm just less likely to want to buy products. Also because I don't really like a lot of chemicals ingredients, I try my best to buy things that are pretty like single ingredient. I would say that these two things are kind of the more complex things of what's down here, where there's like weird stuff in here. Whereas my face oil for nighttime, I know that it's just castor oil, it's just jojoba oil, it's just frankincense, and it's just pumpkin seed oil. And I'm not putting on a face cream at night that is, 20 ingredients with, you know, dye added to it to make it blue or whatever color it is, you know. I'm not keen on that type of stuff. I'm not cool with that. So that helped me to consume less for sure. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, whenever the next one is. Thank you.